Whistle sounds. We are ready to get the season underway right now with the high, deep end-over-end kick that is fielded back at the 5-yard line. Iske heads up the middle of the field, now cuts it back to the far side, through a hole, cuts near side at the 30, and is finally brought down from behind. As that was Lukovsky. It looks
and two new defensive ends, Billy Freese and
Sparks over there,
Sparks
42.
over there.
Cobby back playing safety. Out of the shotgun, there's a handoff upside, and Cale Donovan, number 36, with a nice stop right in the backfield. He filled that hole, and they're going to stop him.
that.
Out of the gun again is Baker. Iske comes in motion, heads to the backfield. Now he's going to go all the way to the far side, and Baker looks over to the sideline, resets the play. Now they're going to send Dalton in motion. There's the handoff up the middle, and nope, that's a fake to, and the quarterback's going to keep it. He's ahead to about the 35-yard line, a gain of 3. That'll be 3rd down and 7.
Got a 3rd and long, just where the Bears want to start.
3rd and 7 at the 35. Twins left. They're going to run the flare out there to Iske. Tries to get to the outside. Tucker slows him up, turns him back inside. Kabla comes over and throws him to the ground at about the 37. A pickup of only 2 on 3rd and 7. That'll bring.
So
Bryce Esmoil, the big guard, slides back, standing at his own 25-yard line to take the snap. Rugby-style formation, spread out wide.
Graves is deep.
And there's a low snap, but it gets the kickoff. It's a short one, end over end. It's going to hit, take a West Branch bounce, and comes back up the field, and will roll dead at the 37-yard line of the Bears. So Ben Thompson, number 10, comes out to the near side. Covey splits out wide to the far side. Up under center, straight eye formation, Donovan and Lennox.
They look
Cornwell.
like they're in a 4-4.
Long count. There's the off tackle right side. Lennox, he is hit right in the backfield and brought down. And down in 10, just shy of the 40-yard line. Again, staying in that I formation. Graves comes to the near side. Cobby at the tight end on the left side of the formation. Cornwell, off tackle again. Lennox, that time behind the strength, and he carries a couple defenders with him up across midfield. Finally brought down at the West Liberty 49-yard line.
Difference.
1st down and 10 at the West Liberty 49-yard line. Cornwell staying up under center. There is the stretch play this time to Lennox. Waits for it to open up and is finally tripped up by Baker, but not before he gets.
Luke to the outside.
2nd and a yard. Cornwell will hand off to Donovan. He sidesteps one man and then runs into a couple defenders. Falls forward down to the 36-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4 for Donnie. With their first offensive possession. Thompson splits out to the near side. Graves to the far side. I formation still behind Cornwell. West Liberty showing blitz, and they're going to hand off right side for Lennox. Just barely tripped up. Lukovsky in the game now. He splits out wide to the left. Donovan slides up to a tight end with a one-back set. Double tight. Cornwell, off tackle near side for Lennox. Runs away from one man in the backfield. Tries to get to the corner, 35, 30, turns it back up, and is tripped up as he tried to get back to the inside, but not before he gets down to about the 1st down at the 23. Back to the I formation. Cornwell turns, hands off to Lennox. Stutter steps in the backfield, comes back near side, 25, 22-yard line. Looked like he had some opening. Now the Bears going to spread things out. Shotgun. Twins either way. Lennox straight behind Cornwell. Bo takes the snap and hands off to Lennox. He misses one man in the backfield. Not a lot of running room there, though. Falls ahead of inside the 20. No, they're going to say right at the 20. First quarter. West Branch's first possession of the ball game after forcing the 3 and out. Staying in that double twin set. Cornwell, sprint out to the right side. First time he's going to throw it. Steps up, fires. He's got a man in the end zone, but it's picked off as there is Kelly. Undercut the route, and that'll be a big turnover.
You know, Bears defense needs to get it right back.
5:58 to go. 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line. Gun for the Comets. There is the handoff up the middle, and Kelly gets out just shy of the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that's a true freshman playing outside linebacker, Gracie.
Yes, he was. A bit of a high snap. There's the handoff, and this time Kelly is gobbled up in the backfield. So 3rd down, long yard. Iske in motion. They will hand it off to the fullback coming up the middle, and that is Kelly. Gets across the 25 out to the 26-yard line. A gain of...
And they blocked it well.
Quick to the line of scrimmage. There is the handoff again up the middle, and Kelly is brought down by Dietz as he gets to about the 30, a gain of 4.
That middle.
Second down and 6 from the 30. Kelly straight drop back to pass, comes out here to Feldman, and he's open as Shealy slipped and fell down, and Feldman breaks the tackle, gets out to the 45.
Yeah, he's a good receiver.
A little bit of a drive started here for the Comets. Started back at their own 10. There's the out route over the little flare route rather out to Iskey, and Tucker's able to wrestle him down. Not before he gets out to about the...
Well, and West Liberty's mixing it up.
Bears showing blitz, and Baker's going to keep it himself. Comes to the outside. He's got some blocks, and Shealy's able to bring him down. Not before he gets into West. First down at the West Branch 45-yard line. 3.5 to go first quarter. No score. There is the shuffle out there to Kelly. Stumbles a little bit. Looks for some running room. Sparks trying to string him out, and does just enough for Graves to come up at the 10. Have come into West Branch territory, but now the penalty backs them up. First down and 20 at their own 45-yard line. Staying out of that shotgun position. Now we're going to have penalty flag.
It's right there.
So that'll bring the ball back up to midfield. First and 15. Out of the gun. Baker looking near side. Now he throws underneath for Feldman, and Tucker was just waiting for him to catch the ball. And Feldman gets about a yard. The drive for West Liberty here, their second drive of the first quarter. Scoreless football game. There is the handoff to Kelly, right tackle, and he is brought down inside the 45.
At this point, they're just both feeling each other out and see what's going to give.
Motion, and they're going to do the quarterback keeper back to the near side. Great job by Freese to fight off the block there.
All right, we're looking at a 4th and 9, a minute 20 to go in the first quarter. Back deep for the Bears is Brett Shealy, a sophomore. Nice punt. Shealy calls for a fair catch, makes it about the 15. Start out 1st and 10 from their own 15. Minute 4 to go here in the first quarter. Cornwell and Lennox. Lennox gets a handoff, breaks through the left side. Gets enough for a first down, 15-yard run up to, all right, Bears 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. They're going with 2 wideouts left, 2 wideouts right, shotgun formation. Cornwell's going to run the option, pitch it out to Lennox. He cuts it up, gains a couple. Okay, here we go. Bears start the second quarter. Second down and 9 at their own 33, and West Liberty jumps offside. Bears are going to get a free fight.
I can hear you fine, Quinn. So.
Okay. Well, we're still struggling to get back on.
All right, I'll hop in here with you.
Okay. All right, second down and 4 from the Bear 36. Cornwell still in the shotgun formation, and he's going to run the draw. Lennox leads him up the hole, and Cornwell's out to the 45. Flug, basically it's a cat and mouse game at Bo's running skills. So Bears 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. 11:40 to go here in the first half. 0-0 ball game. There's Cornwell rolling out to his left, and he's going to keep it and run it, and that's a good decision. Nice comeback block there by Tanner LeCun to the end zone. Back in the I formation. And here's Cale Donovan going up the middle, sidestepping, and gets ahead for 5 yards. Nice run by the
Liberty, because I think we do have the size advantage.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing is I think that you will see that come in the third and the fourth quarter especially, and looks like the Bears got a flag there.
You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that the ball is probably going to go to Luke Lennox, and that's the real key.
So there's a quarterback sneak by Bo Cornwell, good enough for the West Branch first down. Set up over here. Cale Donovan splits out here, 2 wideouts left, 2 wideouts right. Cornwell and Lennox in the backfield. And here's Cornwell keeping it. Good read. He reads it well, and he's going to go into the end zone from the 30-01-yard line. Foog, you were talking about that read, and he's been giving it to Luke Lennox, and West Liberty followed Lennox all the way to the right side, and Cornwell just had his Bo Cornwell set to kick Brandon Rummelhart, one of this year's captains, to hold. And Bears score first, which is always important, especially when you're on the road. Cornwell's kick is up and through the uprights with 9:48 to go in the first half. West Branch takes a 7-0 lead. And Cornwell set to kick off. Iskey is deep for the comment, so Bears draw first blood.
This one, short end over end that Iskey lets hit at the 15, fields it back at the 11. Comes up the near side, now cuts it out to the middle of the field, looking for some running room, upended. As he gets across, the ball comes out. Not sure, they're going to say he was down, and West Liberty will take over 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
On the ground, we do know that, between Cornwell, Lennox, and Donovan.
Here is West Liberty, different quarterback this time, and handoff goes to Kelly, and he fumbles the football, and rolling around for it. The Bears signal that they have it. We'll wait to see as there's a big scrum, but all of the Bears pointing the other way, and it is West Branch football at the 26-yard line.
Nice play by the Bears. You know, Billy Freese did a great job on that punt or on the kick return upending him. Billy's got to be one of the most improved players on the team.
There's Lennox trying to get the handoff. And 7 for the Bears. Trips to the near side of the field. Cabell the tight end to the left. You've got Lukowski out wide. Donovan and Graves in the slot. Out of the gun, Cornwell, sprint out to the right, under pressure, steps up, looks for the tight end screen to the backside. He's got Cobby, he's got nothing but blockers, and there goes Cobby down the far sideline, outruns one man, falls into the end zone. They're going to say touchdown. One says touchdown, one says, well, nothing really. They are going to say in the end zone.
It's a touchdown.
Came strong, and he just turned around and threw back, and Cooper Kabla, great hands and great speed. And so we got a whistle, got to stop the extra point.
The West Branch territory, they turn it over, and then the Bears drive down, score. You get that quick turnover, quick score. Penalty on the Bears makes the extra point from 5 yards farther back, and it is blocked. West Liberty's getting good pressure off that interior of the lawn. Whistle sounds, Cornwell to put a foot into it. This one, a low sidewinder that hits at the 20, rolls down the far side, and stays just barely in bounds. Iskey picks it up, comes to the near side. Sparks grabs him, pulls him down inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. What a kick, what coverage right there, Quinn. Sticking with Feldman, the sophomore quarterback. 2 wide to the left, out of the gun. Kelly lines up behind him. Going to play action, and he fumbles the ball as he runs into the defender. Kelly picks it up. Almost looked like they were going to run a kind of a play-action boot, and he just ran into the running back in favor of West Branch. Feldman, straight drop back to pass, good protection, fires to the far side. He's got a man, Feldman, tipped up, almost picked off by Thompson as he was coming up. 3rd down and 12 at the 10-yard line. Twins left, one splits out to the right. Blitz coming, and Donovan missed. Now here comes Feldman up the middle of the field. He's got some running room. Fumbles the football again, though. He gets back on it. Out across the 20 to about the 22. He's going to be close to the first down right there. Athleticism gets up. It's 4th down and a yard.
And they're going for it.
And going to have a quick snap. Nobody else on the line goes, and there they just kind of throw it up, and it is caught. It looks like they will get the first down.
Boy, that was it's just a cramp because we need DT in there.
1st and 10. Feldman out of the gun. Straight drop back to pass. Pump fakes, goes down the far sideline, looking for Noah Feldman, and coverage down there was Thompson again. He was stride for stride. That ball was overthrown.
Our corners did a fairly good job of staying with a really good group of Mount Vernon receivers.
2nd down and 10. There's the toss coming near side for Kelly. Looks for some running room. Gets across the 30 out to the 34-yard line where he's finally wrestled down. Lukowski and bringing the chain out. I won't judge. 1st and 10, though. West Branch showing blitz. Feldman going to change the play now. Looks over to the sideline. Clock runs. 6.5 to go here, first half. West Branch leading 13-0. Pullman in motion. Now Feldman's going to roll out to his right. Good protection. Now Freese tries to come across, and the ball thrown behind Noah Feldman, incomplete.
You know, and then they're going to get a holding for Tucker and for Lukowski out there.
So 1st and 20, back to about the 22-yard line. Feldman hands off near side for Kelly, and he's got some running room. Look out, near sideline 30. He's at midfield. It's a foot race with Thompson. Nobody's going to catch him as the Bears slanted, and they ran right back against it. 78-yard touchdown, but hold the phone. There's some laundry on the field.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, it looked line.
So instead of 13-6 pending the extra point, now it's 1st down and 22 from the 22-yard line. Feldman steps up and goes down the near side, and he's got Iskey. He had it, and he was behind the defense. Cobby got so.
That's versatility.
Yeah. 2nd down and 22. There is the little slip screen out there to Noah Feldman, and he tries to get to the outside. Is wrestled down out close to the 30-yard line.
Going to bring up another 3rd and 10.
15 from the 29, need to get to the 44-yard line. Approaching 5 minutes to go before the intermission. Bears up 13-0. There is that counter play that they had the luck on last time. Cobby gets blown over. Kelly looks for that running room, and he dives forward across the 35 to the 36. A gain of 7. It'll bring up Shealy and Graves stand back at their own 35-yard line. Esmoil at the 20 to take the snap. Go ahead, Quinn.
Well, last year we were looking at Barnes and Shaver, two great return guys, and these two are learning the ropes.
Nice kick there, and Shealy loses it, and Iskey's going to get on it. That is a sophomore looking up and feeling the deep.
A little wiser to fair catch that.
Yeah. So 1st down for Feldman in the Comets offense at the Bear 34-yard line. Out of the gun, Iskey comes in motion. Now he's going to keep going as Feldman looks over to the near side. Change the play. Iskey will be in the slot now on the right side. Pullman in motion to the right. They're going to throw it out here to Iskey, and he drops the ball. They're going to say backwards. No, okay. I was going to say no whistle at first. They were going to let that one go, but that was Feldman will split out wide to the far side with Iskey. Got Dengler to the near side. Staying in that pistol formation. Low snap. Handoff goes to Kelly, and he gets run over, stays on his feet, and falls back up to about the 35-yard line. He just ran into a couple of offensive linemen getting pushed 12 at the 35-yard line. Twins right. Again, a bit of a short snap. They're going to set up the center screen, and Barnhart reads it perfectly. He was right there with Kelly, and he played it just like a defensive back. He read and recognize. 4th and 12, 3:32 to go first half. Twins right again. Feldman straight drop back to pass. Pressure coming. They just chuck this one up in the air, and it is well underthrown, intended for Iskey. And that'll beat Thompson, Graves, and Donovan. Trips right. Kabla, the lone receiver to the left. Out of the gun. It's been Cornwell all night at quarterback. There's the handoff. Nope, he's going to keep it himself. Cuts it to the outside. 40, 45, midfield, and Baker is there to run him out of bounds. Not before he gets into Comet territory at the 48.
Luke Lennox, he's carrying it through, which they're all keying off of Luke, and it creates some great opportunity for ball on the outside.
Back to the I formation for the Bears. And there is the triple option. They're going to hand it off to Donovan up the middle. Big hole as he squirts inside the 40 to about the 38. That is going to be close to another Bear first down. Help Luke as the season progresses, showing, hey, these other guys know how to do some things with the football. And they're going to have to quit keying on him. Pressure coming from West Liberty, and had somebody, clock runs, 2:45 to go before halftime. Bears up 13-0, trips right, one left. Out of the gun is Cornwell. Lennox straight behind him. Cobby is the lone receiver to the left. He's looking that way and throws on the comeback route, and it is knocked away. Like Dahlfeld, maybe 52 to the near side. Kabla and Donovan to the left. Lennox straight behind Cornwell. Bo, speed option, pitches it out to Luke, looks for some running room, tries to get to the outside 40, scoots through one hole, and is wrestled down inside the 35 to about the 32-yard line. About 6 for the Bears at the 33-yard line. Cornwell brings the team up in a straight eye. Strong side to the left, Kabla the tight end that way. There is the handoff up the middle to Donovan, and he gets through a hole, spins his way all the way down to the 20-yard line. Gain of...
Set up off of Luke on there. You know, for we ran him just about every play the first quarter, and now it's coming back, and they're still keying on him, and we're able to play off.
Double twins out of the gun. Quarterback draw the whole way. Cornwell looks for some running room, cuts it back to the other side. He's got some room, looks for a block, and Kabla does a great job, gets his hands off the defender to avoid a penalty. Cornwell takes it in from 21 yards, and the Bears make it 19-0.
And I assume they're going to go for 2.
On that far side, he had nothing but green space into the end zone.
And he did a great job of reading Cooper Cobbler's block.
One back, double tight end formation as they go for 2. There is the play action, roll back to the right side, chucks it into the end zone, double coverage. Looked like he had, again, Graves on the outside.
And that's all blown in the first half of the first game.
I know it. I'm done.
Yeah.
See you later. Cornwell with the kick. This one is high, deep, and fielded at the 11. Bobbled there by Iskey. Picks it back up, tries to get to the outside. Kabla does a good job, forces him inside, hops around a couple of defenders, and is finally wrestled down at the 29-yard line.
Going with a 3-man front, so they're going to go with 5 defensive backs. Kabla at the deep safety.
Roll out to the right, and they're going to flare it out to the underneath man. That is
Nice
number 19,
tackle.
Michael Hartman, and 9. Now it looks like West Liberty's just going to take some time. Feldman sprints over to the sideline, gets the play call from Coach Iskey. Out of the gun. Feldman at the tight end spot. Look for a pop pass right there. They're going to fake that, and they're going to run the draw to Kelly. Gets past the first wave in the backfield, and he's able to carry Donovan out across the 30 to the 31. 3rd down and 7. Ball at the 31-yard line of the Comets. Feldman sends Iskey in motion. Long count. Seeing if they can get the defense to jump off. And now we're going to have
22 seconds to go here in the half.
Bears still do have all 3 timeouts. There is Feldman. Goes to the other Feldman. He makes the catch. Lennox right there to bring him down. Out to the 42-yard line. A gain of 11 and the first down. No breeze to speak of, so that's not a factor. Looks like you got Nick Matson into the ball game at a defensive end spot. Straight drop back to pass. Rolling out to the left is Feldman. He's going to turn it back up the field. Comes near side, 45 at the 40, and he's going to sprint straight outside. Out of bounds at the 42. 2 wide to the right and to the left. Sprint out to the right. They're going to come back down the middle of the field, and this one is well overthrown. Kabi, good job there. Just kind of puts his arms out, makes sure nobody gets around him. Falls harmlessly to the turf, and keep that front line on their toes, though, in case he decides to just squib that one. It's a nice sized winder. Lukovsky at the 9. Heads up to the far side of the field. He tries to cut it back, and he falls down at about the 20-yard line. Well, the offense comes out. A lot of this I formation so far tonight. It's been
more than usual, more than we saw last year.
Doing a lot of under center stuff for Cornwell. West Liberty showing blitz. There is the delayed handoff for Lennox, and he tries to stretch it out. Nothing doing there. He's going to get dropped for a loss of 3.
Linebackers towards him, and that's why it's opening up for Donovan and Cornwell.
I stand corrected. That's actually Brandon Rummelhart in there at quarterback here to start the second half. He takes the snap, sprints out right, throws this one on the run, and knocked away last minute. Good defense out there by...
Sheer behind Cooper Koenig, and give him a chance to see what he can do.
Yep. 3rd down and long, trips right for the Bears. Lennox straight behind Rummelhart. Long count, showing blitz, straight drop back to pass. Just going to chuck this one deep for Kabi. Turns to the outside, and he just can't quite track it down, incomplete, and the Bears will have to kick this one. So Cornwell will come out to kick this one away. He'll catch the snap inside his own 10. Lukovsky, the long snapper, puts it right on the money. Cornwell bobbles it, then gets a wobbly short kick off the side of his foot, and it will bounce at the 40. Takes a West Branch hop out to the 44-yard line, but great field. Got to get this off, and
lost his concentration
and just missed it. They go back to Baker at quarterback, handoff to Kelly up the middle of the field. He spins away from 2-3 defenders. Look out, there he goes up the middle of the field. Brought down not before he gets inside the 25. to the 20.
Kelly had 2 nifty spin moves on that to shake loose.
There's a short snap, and Freese is going to get there and wrap up Baker, bring him down for a loss of a yard on the play.
Yes, it has. Yeah, like I said, a young line. They're trying to get into shape, and they're undersized in compared to West Branch right now.
Now we've got penalty flags down. West Branch 44. They're down inside the 20 to the 18. Now we've got officials timeout. Staying in that pistol look. Pullman up by the line of scrimmage. There's Baker chucking this one deep into the end zone and incomplete. The only one that actually had a chance at it was Thompson for the Bears.
For it and give the Bears the ball back.
Twins left, the short side of the field. Motion from Kelly. They're going to sprint out to the right, looking to set up the screen up the middle. The ball tipped in the air and bouncing around. Caught by Dietz. The big D tackle with the interception at the 30-yard line. West Branch football.
I'm not sure who initially tipped that ball up.
That gave West Liberty good field position. Now let's see if the offense can find some rhythm here with Brandon Rummelhart, his second series under center. Out of the I formation. West Liberty showing blitz. And there is the handoff up the middle. That is Donovan just bulldozes his way out close to the 40-yard line. That's going to be very close to the first down.
It's not often a defensive lineman gets one, and you should have seen the scene over here on the sidelines when he came over. They were all his teammates were hooting and hollering about them. He really enjoyed that.
Lineman, that was the hardest. He came down to congratulate me. Us big guys, we stick together.
Yeah.
First down for the Bears at the 42-yard line. Rummelhart still up under center. Out of the I formation. Handoff. Near side comes Lennox, and he is drilled as he gets through the hole. Keeps his feet turning.
Uh-oh.
Look out. There he goes. He's going to bust one finally. 25, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Bears. 58 yards. He got met in the hole right there, Quinny, and thrown back a yard or two. But he just kept his legs going, and he says, hey, there's still green space. I got the football. I'm on my feet. 58-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
The initial hit, they thought they had him, and they could, you can just see they're lagging just a little bit.
And we're going to have a penalty flag. 25-yard extra point instead of the 20-yard extra point. West Liberty, 9 guys all right there. Good push again, but this time the kick is right through the uprights as Bo got it. A little bit more air under that one. A little bit of a Green Day flair in and out of the breaks with Matt Shenander picking the music tonight. Bo Cornwell, end-over-end kick that gets away from Iskey and will be picked up at the goal line on the run. Iskey looks for some running room near side 20, 25, and brought down at the 30 by Sheely. So West Liberty will come out.
Remember a few of those players, the Nash boys, Whitey Lathrop, our own Stan Hack, David McRath on that team.
There is the handoff up the middle for Joe Kelly, and he is spun down at about the 33-yard line. Going to be wearing the purple uniforms, and remembering the past that's led to this, as there is the quarterback keeper Baker, and had a little bit of running room. Closed down, though, as he's able to fight his way out to about the 35-yard line.
There and 2 new defensive ends. So last year when they were able to play people straight up with their experience, you see Donovan going a lot more. And
that's a situation where they blitzed right through the play as Sheely trying to run down Kelly. It's a foot race to the end zone. Kelly at the 10-5. He's going to go into the end zone. No flags on the play. 64 yards, and that's one where they blitzed, and West Liberty picked it up, had a nice little come out to attempt the extra point. Spencer Feldman with the hold. Pressure from the Bears. Kick is up and good.
West Liberty still going at it hard.
Garcia Vargas tees it up again. Almost to the near hash mark. This one, another end over end, fielded on the fly at the 11. Lukovsky up the middle of the field, 25. Look out, he's got some running room, 35, 40. Breaks an arm tackle, 45. Out near midfield where he's finally brought down. A lot better job that time of finding the seam and just getting up the field.
Returned in that kickoff, so that was an impressive run by young Tanner.
Looks like Bo Cornwell coming back out at the quarterback spot this series. Going to go out of the shotgun pistol formation. Donovan going to line up in a tight slot left. Now motion from Graves. Right to left side of the formation. We're going to have penalty flag, offsides on West Liberty. So 1st and 5 for the Bears at the West Liberty 45-yard line. Run Twins left. Donovan in tight on the wing on that left side of the formation. Handoff comes this way for Lenock. Cuts it back to the right side. Look out. Squirts through a couple of holes. 25, 20-yard line before he's finally just forced out of bounds. Not even brought down. That's going to be a gain of 25. First down at the 20. 6:10 to go in the third quarter. Bears up 26-7.
And West Liberty jumps
Was all the way downfield on there and basically pancaked his guy that really shook Luke loose for about that last 10, 15 yards.
Backs either side of Cornwell. The handoff goes to Donovan left side, and he is down to about the 10-yard line.
It is not going to help their situation, you know. And like I said, they got a short bullpen to work with.
Give Donovan 4 on that last play. 2nd and a yard. Cornwell long count, and he's going to do the quarterback keeper. Not a lot of push right there. Rugby scrum is going to fall. Probably no gain. 3rd down and a yard out of the gun. Twins either way. Motion now from Graves right to left. Long count. Handoff goes to Lenock. Cuts it back up. Gets the first down to about the 8-yard line. Maybe the 9. So give him lead before giving up a almost 60-yard touchdown on the last series. But the offense driving right back down the field. Cornwell, straight drop back to pass. Goes to Thompson on the corner route. This one, jump ball, incomplete, knocked away. Good coverage. So 2nd and goal from the 9. Lukovsky splits out wide to the left. I formation. Graves splits to the right. Kabla tight end to the right side. Cornwell hands off to the fullback. Donovan fighting his way forward down to about the 5. 3rd and goal from the 5. Straight I formation. Graves right. Thompson left. Cornwell up under center. There's the handoff. Lenock left side. And he hits one man in the backfield. Fights his way ahead down to about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, you got Cornwell's athletic. They're in the I formation.
Straight I. Strong side to the right. Long count. Handoff goes to Lenock. He's hitting the backfield, but he just steps away from the man and will go into the end zone for the 2-yard touchdown, and the Bears extend their lead to 32-7. So Cornwell to kick the extra point again. Snap on the money. A little bit slow on the put down by Rummelhart, as it maybe was a little high for him, but he's able to put it down. Cornwell. Bears have been playing fairly well here tonight.
Yeah,
leading 33-7.
First game, you know, they're really doing well on the penalties and controlling the line of scrimmage.
Iskey fields this one on the run at the 10. Comes up to the near sideline. Tucker tries to get to him. Can't bring him down. He's strung out enough, though, that looked like DePorter, number 23, Dalton DePorter. Along
year
with
from this year.
Twins left. Feldman, the tight end, to the right side. Baker at quarterback. Takes the snap. Hands off up the middle for Kelly, and he is greeted by Dietz, who just bear hugs him. Sparks was there along with several other white jerseys. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Twins left again. Baker looks to pass, goes out there for Iskey, makes the catch, but he is hit right away as
super job.
Was that Cheese out there? Jacob Graves makes the open field tackle, brings
boxing Iskey in on that one.
3rd and 12.
I don't
from
think
the
there
28.
else you playing the Yankees.
There is Baker with the handoff up the middle to Kelly, and he is brought down at the 30. Only a couple on the play. It's time and secure the football.
Both of those youngsters have great speed.
Yeah. 30 seconds to go, third quarter. West Branch 33, West Liberty 7. Esmoil. Another high end-over-end short kick that Graves will catch at the 39. Falls ahead to about the 43-yard line, where the Bears 13 back at quarterback. This will be his 3rd series. Bo Cornwell's played the rest of the game. There is counter play for Lenox, and he is greeted at the line of scrimmage, able to fall forward for about a yard. It's been kind of a methodical night, just all around. Both sides kind of grinding it out. Nothing flashy, but you don't have to as long as the results are there, and it has been for the Bears. Rummelhart, straight drop back to pass, pump and go, looks for Kabla, goes deep. He's got double coverage. Penalty flags come down as Kabla's jersey is ripped off of his shoulder pads there. As he made that move, he got grabbed, and another.
Cooper had him burnt right away, and
Yeah.
that guy actually did the smart thing by grabbing him, because if not, he was going to give up 6 points.
Rummelhart under center, straight eye. There is the handoff, quick hitter to Donovan. Breaks one arm tackle, look out, down the left sideline,
Come on,
30,
Donnie.
25-20. Baker right there wrestles him down inside the 20-yard line at about the 17. Give him 29 on the play. And another first down for the Bears. That'll get his
Got to
average.
give a shout out to the West Branch fans that followed the
No
Bears
kidding.
down to West Liberty tonight. Big crowd here.
Lined up all the way down the fence across the way. The bleachers are full. They see the Bears first and 10 at the 16. Handoff again to the fullback. Is that Donnie again? Is that Sparks game? West Branch up 33-7. Straight eye formation. Sparks at the fullback spot. Rummelhart, long count up under center. Hands off. Second man through is Lenox. Sidesteps one man, cuts it back to the middle of the field, falls inside the 10, 7, 6-yard line. And he's going to remember exactly to become the all-time leading rusher. Don't know if he'll get it tonight. First and goal at the 8 for the Bears. There is Sparks, and he is met by 3 blue jerseys right there. And I think that's because, West Liberty's standing in, fighting toe-to-toe with the Bears. It's just West Branch is able to push it a little bit more. Straight drop back to pass, looking for the fade route into the corner of the end zone. Lukovsky goes up and cannot bring it in. Incomplete. Third down.
And, all played as freshmen, and doesn't happen very often.
No, only the fourth one we were thinking. Third and goal. Rummelhart, long count. Handoff up the middle is Lenox, and he is met by 4 blue jerseys. They just blitzed, basically knowing the 26-yard field goal attempt. And good for that PAT squad that, as there's another false start, well, back it up 5 yards, a 31-yard field goal attempt. Snap high, spot down, kick up. It's got the leg. It is wide left, though. 1-19.
Solon was ahead of Mount Vernon,
26-14. Twins for the Comets. They come to the tunnel screen, and the pass is dropped down there. Intended
Had
for
a great run.
Yep.
Taking some time off to watch Bailey play in college, and to watch his team for the Comets from their own 15-yard line.
Baker from the gun, straight drop back to pass, bobbles it a little bit, throws to the out route. He's got Feldman there and turns it back up the field. Shealy was right there with him, wrestles him out of bounds across the 20.
Then number 10, Thompson out there.
Yeah. There's Baker, looks to the near side, and that pass was a little short, incomplete. That was
And getting that experience on fresh off, under the coaching, and then getting some varsity experience and stepping in here like he's a seasoned veteran.
S. Moyle, nice high spiraling kick that Shealy fair catches.
Quarterback.
It is Cornwell again, It looks like. He's going to go with a 4-wide set. Speed option, pitches it out to Lenox, looks for some running room midfield, 45, carries a man down to the 42-yard line.
And
gain of 11.
In the lunch pail and doing the job.
Yep. So first and 10 at the West Liberty 42. Gun, 4-wide set. Handoff up the middle is Lenox, cuts it back to the right side, down to the 39.
With his stunning West Liberty defense.
Second and 7. Cornwell, Twins either way, out of the gun. He's going to keep it himself up the middle of the field, looks to the outside, 35-30. He's at the 20, tries to stay inbounds. Iski wrestles him down at about the 23, it looks like. That'll be a gain of 16 on the play.
Thing is Bo's got some wheels on him, too.
So first down at the 22-yard line. Lenox lines up behind Cornwell out of the gun this time. Twins either direction. Blitz coming. Speed option goes to Luke. Looks for some blocks. Turns it up 20, 15, where he's wrestled down. Looks like they're going to sit. Second and a yard. There's the sprint out left for Cornwell. Nothing open. Tries to turn it up. He's going to get the first down at least. Makes a couple of guys miss. Still on his feet. And dives down inside the 10, down 6, maybe the 5-yard line. He made miss. First and goal from the 5. Sparks dots the I this time. Behind Donovan. They will hand it off to Kale, and he's going to fight his way into the end zone from 5 yards out for the West Branch touchdown.
Nice.
8.7 per carry. He's got 10 for 87.
Cooper Cobbla playing tight end. They're just controlling that line of scrimmage.
Cornwell to attempt the extra point. Snap, a little low that time. Kick is on its way, though, and through the uprights. So with 5:12 to go in the ball game, Bears move out to a 40-7 lead.
And boy, Flugie was right. There is a good crowd down here from West Branch.
Starting to file out a little bit now that the Bears are up, in essence, 5 touchdowns. As Cornwell kicks this one, high end over end. Iskey at the 9. Heads straight up the middle of the field. Sparks just throws him to the turf. Great open field tackle.
Oh, no. No, it isn't.
Feldman back at quarterback here for the Comets. Twins left. Noah Feldman splits out wide to the right. There's the handoff to a different running back up the middle of the field. Spinning away from a couple of guys before he's brought down. I thought that was a 24-yard line. West Liberty throwing a couple of guys in, out, in, out, in, out. Now they're going to have a penalty flag. They throw the ball out here to Iskey. Makes a couple guys miss. Comes down the near sideline. Joe Kelly, number 50. So third down and a yard.
4 minutes to go in the game.
Feldman again at quarterback. Hands off to Hartman. And he sidesteps a couple of guys. Look out. There he comes again. Lukovsky runs him down from behind. Not before he gets to the 32-yard line.
Lining up right away. Trying to get this in with just under 4 minutes to go.
There is Hartman again. Right side drilled right there by big number 54, Nick Manson.
Yeah. And Nick showed it on that one.
Second and 11. Feldman sprints out right, steps up, fires down the middle of the field, and he's got his receiver, Noah Feldman, in between 2 Bear defenders. 11, 12-yard line, so a 20-yard pickup. There's the toss out here to Hartman again. Looks for a wall, turns it up, and is wrestled into the end zone, I believe. It is a 12-yard touchdown run. Extra point is good, so
Bears need to be heads up for the onside kick. West Liberty's going to have nothing to lose.
Regina has pulled ahead of Cedar Rapids Xavier 35-26 now. This one is fielded by Passeri, it looks like. Comes up the middle of the field, looking for some running room. Dives ahead to about the 28-yard line. First down at the 27. Rommel Hart still at quarterback. Hands off to Sparks, the fullback. Not a lot of running room there.
Going to be us?
Matt's already texted me. He's got 2 of them in mind. We'll hold on to it for a couple more minutes. And
Well, him and who else?
there is Rommel Hart handing off. No running. So third down and 10. Rommel Hart letting the clock run. Bears going to take a timeout here. What wins football games? I mean, I always think back to Coach Art back in the first day of 7th grade. Lineman math, 4 + 4 + 4 is a first down, and that's what it takes. There's the speed option to Sheely, turns it up, and he gets drilled as he's across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. 2 don't mean a whole lot because you can start district play in week 3, and that's what really determines the playoffs. There's Cornwell with a nice spiraling kick. Baker Fields at the 35-yard line. Heads up to the right sideline. Freese right there with him. Down the field, nice open field tackle, along with Don. 40 seconds remain. 40-14. West Branch will move to 1-0. There is Feldman. Straight drop back to pass. Flares it out here. Incomplete, intended for Hartman. Good job by Sparks that time. D-end. We got Nick Schreiber, number 15, out here at a corner. Feldman, straight drop back to pass. There's Dietz, can't get him, and he turns up the field, and he's going to look for some running room. He's brought down by Sheely as he crosses the 45 to the 46-yard line. Going to see, is that DePorter back there, I think, in the secondary is the handoff, breaking through some arm tackles. A big face mask comes in with the final play of the game. They're going to have one more.
They could thank that offensive line
Yeah.
and their decoy, Luke Lennox, who, once again,
Decoyed his way to 178 yards.
yeah.
One untimed down here. Feldman, straight drop back to pass, steps up, throws this one to a
Whoa.
wide open receiver in the end zone, touchdown.